Welcome to the podcast that rocked, weekly podcast that talks about news in the world of rock, metal, alternative, and everything in between. Thank you so much for all joining us. My name is Luke.
My name is Alex.
And my name is Rowan.
Very nice. We do have one person on phone right now because of technology issues. However, it should not be that big of an issue. Let's fix this. Boom, there we go. So we should be all set. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you guys for tuning in live. I have the chat up. The goal for today is 47 likes. So if you're in the chat right now, please hit the like button. That way we'll get to play Festival Rock or Flop. Last week was... How do I want to describe last week? Decent? Fine? It was okay?
Okay.
It was just very anticlimactic. There were really no heavy hitters besides Anthrax.
It was a thrash-based festival, a smaller festival, a one-day radio show. Yeah. That's fair to say. We have some interesting news for this week. Interesting is a nice way to put it. Please hit the like button, share the link, tell your friends, tell your enemies. We don't care. We just want the views. I'm that type of podcaster. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys are doing great. You had a good week. And I would just like to say, oh, one more thing. If you're in the chat right now also, if the audio is coming okay, let us know. If there's any issues, let us know as well. That being said, I would just like to say, I, for one, think the countdown timer for Linkin Park was hilarious.
Ooh. I disagree. I sat there and watched it, and I was so let down.
I was kind of in both.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was kind of in both points of view. I thought it was BS because I was really looking forward to it. It was funny to me though because one of my friends that I work with, he is an even bigger Linkin Park fan than me, and he was in a meeting when that countdown was starting to hit 0. So he was losing his crap, and he was still in that meeting when the thing happened. And I'm like, oh man, he's gonna flip. It's like I look over his desk and his eyes just widen.
Yeah, that's rough. Funniest comment about this I saw was from Jesse Lee. He said, I can't believe I called out of work for this. It was a joke, but still pretty funny. I replied, I can't believe I called off my wedding for this. So, could be worse. Could be much worse. For those of you who were not aware, the countdown was nothing more than just a countdown. That's it. That's all you get, guys. What happened when 100 hours dropped to 0 with I don't know how many tens of thousands of people in live chat. It might have broken 6 digits. Someone else might be able to correct me on that. And I was at a layover on my way to St. Louis. And I was talking with these two in chat. And as soon as I landed, I got an update and they said, nothing happened. It just counted back up. Now, we, for one, are not doomers. We're not going to try to say, oh, it's crap, let's just flush the whole band down the thing, blah, blah, blah. Turns out, while it is a bummer, there is some good news. What you're seeing on the screen right now are some of the frozen images that happened at certain points. 9 minutes, 5 seconds, 99 minutes, 59 seconds. September 5th is the new countdown, which means Thursday. So, is everybody ready to do this again on Thursday?
Just goes back down or something like that and be like, okay, now it's happening.
Do they have the guts to do it again?
Every time we guess the wrong new singer, it starts over at 100.
I think so. People are going to be like, okay, now it's going to be the time. And then that's when Mike Shinoda is like, nope, this is where we get him again. It's going to be like a rule of 3 type thing.
Yeah. 2 responses. 1, Mike Shinoda's having a good belly laugh with Mr. Hahn. Number 2, if Alex's theory is right, we will not find out until 30:45.
Yep.
We were all
be like, oh, just kidding. Yeah. It's actually 100 years.
Yes. Oh, did you thought that was 100 hours? Well, guess what? Ugh.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's like the Wu-Tang album that no one's allowed to listen to until like 2100 or something.
It's just buried.
Like Linkin Park, the time capsule. You cannot listen to this until 2124.
Someone just said in chat, there were internet strategists on Twitter criticizing Linkin Park for being meanies to their fans. So, come on. If that's the meanest thing that's happened to you from a band, you're not doing too bad. You're really not.
Yeah, no, seriously. If that's the type of thing that upsets you on the internet, you are not ready for the internet.
So one cool thing, though,
kind of on point.
It is. I agree. You have to. I'm not saying you have to have the thickest skin for the internet. You have to be aware, though, that these things will happen. Like, you have to know. Also, Jen from Arklatex Fest, hey Jen, how's it going? Said, I was there for the moment where everyone in chat posted candle emojis for Chester and got a screenshot. See, that's something nice. That's a good little thing to come out of this.
That's a nice way of the fan base coming together, you know?
So I go back to last week where we all unanimously agreed if it is just a box set, it's going to cause a riot. Well, now it's going to cause a full-on meltdown of epic proportions. It's not just a riot anymore.
Do you remember the Linkin Park Civil War?
Like 70 years in the future, my grandkid... Yeah. My grandkid's going to be asking me about, like, for a homework assignment, it's like, Grandpa, what were the riots of Linkin Park in 2024 like?
Billy, you're not old enough. You're not old enough to talk about that yet, son.
I just go into, like, a 1,000-yard stare of, like, Vietnam troops after they came home.
Are the two sides going to be the trolling was funny and Linkin Park's too serious to troll, and that's what the two fighting sides are going to be for?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Divide.
Yes. I'm okay. You know what? There's another good comment. I'm not mad, just annoyed. That's a fair response. That's a much more mature response than I saw. I will not be going on to read some of the comments that were left in that live chat. Boy, oh boy, did my eyes bleed a little when I saw the meltdown in that live chat. Like I saw screenshots later. It got bad.
Yeah. Some people were very upset. Very upset.
It does prove the point. Linkin Park is still real popular, even though they've been away for 7 years. And no matter what they do, it's going to have rock and roll historians analyzing Linkin Park right now. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. The next big chapter is about to happen. And so what was this last week's period? Just the prologue to the next chapter?
The Dark Ages.
Yes.
This is what the internet would call the villain arc.
Yes. What was the latest album that came out in 2017? What was the name of it? I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
It's the one that's had Heavy on it. Someone in chat will let me know. I'm just thinking right now, like, so now the light's going to shine while honoring Chester. There's going to be a new era of Linkin Park. Now, no matter what it is, people will only reference to finally, and then everyone's going to forget about this last week of frustration and jump on the next complaining point. What is that? No matter who the new singer is, no matter what the plans are, people are going to complain.
Oh, wait.
Someone I saw on Threads said, we want Chester back. Tell me how. Explain to me how that works.
There were some people suggesting AI.
Thing?
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like,
no hologram of Chester.
AI,
yeah.
If you really want Linkin Park fans to riot, like actually riot, do a hologram of Chester or something like that. They will flood the street.
Some people, even some fans in some of the chats that I was reading, were super all about it. They're like, well, it's not going to be the same. And it's the whole thing we've been talking about. Like, you can't, bands always have such a hard time moving on past the singer, and we expect that. We understand that.
Right.
But bringing Chester back in AI in hologram form, absolutely not.
It'd be a gross disservice to the band. I don't even put Chester's memory aside, to Linkin Park and live shows and future music. That would be a weird way for Linkin Park to move forward. It's not Kiss with the avatars now, which I still say is going to be a disaster, but that's a different argument.
I would argue that it would be more respectful to try to dig up the body and try to resurrect it through like necromancy or something like that.
We have a Halloween lover in this chat, Rowan. Do not give them ideas.
We are approaching October. Okay. The supermarket 2 miles away from me can start taking out their Halloween crap. I can talk about spooky crap.
Luke is the necromancer on this podcast. Not me.
Oh, okay. No, it's the fourth person. They haven't been introduced yet. That's who it is. I have no. Yes, totally. Ivan is behind me. He was talking about it because he likes to dig. That's why.
That checks out.
A puppy joke. However,
hey, puppies. I don't think Linkin Park would ever even consider it.
I don't think so.
I know
either.
We don't need to say it, but that's a good thing.
I agree. There's just I'm not a betting man. I would bet the house on that not happening. I get that some people might want that. Not a chance, though. No way. It'd be weird. Okay. Also, before we move on to our next topic, 2 things. 1, I look forward to whatever Linkin Park has in store next. New music, new tour, new singer, whatever it is. We've talked about this before last week. We won't beat it to death. Number 2, there's blasphemy in the chat. There's someone that just commented, I won't let my wife decorate for Halloween early. I never said that.
That was your wife. You are grounded, mister.
Oh.
This is a news podcast. That's definitely not news.
Don't worry. I'll give him grief for you.
Uh-huh.
That is unacceptable, Luke.
Oh, good. People are booing me in the chat for something I didn't do. Awesome.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait. Where's the thing on Discord? Hang on.
Oh, yeah. It's there. You guys play it. I'm not going to boo myself. No.
Alex, would you do the honors?
No, I don't have my buttons up.
Oh, you don't have the sound effects. Oh, nuts. Rats, guys.
And I'm on my phone. Damn it.
Somebody found it.
You got lucky. You got lucky.
So, we're going to move on from the Linkin Park stuff. We'll talk about it next week after September 5th. We don't know what it's going to be. If it is another countdown, then you have the right to get actually legitimately angry at this point. Okay? First time's funny. Next time you're pushing it. So,
do we even talk about it if it goes back up and it turns to be a second troll? We've been talking about Linkin Park for like the last 3 weeks.
I know. The thing is,
that's
though,
what they wanted,
and that's it. That's what they wanted, and also everyone has. Linkin Park, the marketing and advertising team, with doing very minimal work, has done this expertly. That's what you call a gold mine in the business, because they only had to schedule a timer and put a live stream and wait for the rubes to come on, crash it in, and watch. Yeah. Man, so.
Probably had like a guy just write 1 line of code just to go back up, for the timer to go back up afterwards.
I'm going to be honest, they might not even have to do code. That's probably already built out there, someone online, like I had for the counter. Just have to download it, so. All right, I'm going to go back to the 3 of us on Scrim just for a second, because yesterday I brought this up to these 2, and my wife told me about it. There was a bit of an unfortunate situation in North Carolina. And our heart goes out to everyone in North Carolina that got screwed over. That really is it. That's the actual thing, because we have another case of falling in reverse, canceling a tour date in Charlotte, North Carolina. The statement from the venue. Due to production limitations with the venue, we are sorry to say that tonight's show in Charlotte, North Carolina is canceled. Refunds are available at point of purchase. That's it. That's all we were given, at least for a little bit. This was 3 hours before gates. We have reports of people saying they flew in for this show and didn't get to go. Now, I've talked with Alex and Rowan about this a little bit. We've all had our yucks about it. I want to point this out. So, Rowan, do you have the video feed up, at least like for the YouTube video?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I want to make sure, because you're going to see this on screen. Alex has already seen it.
Oh, this is going to be fun. All right.
I know. So first, I need to show this because I do not want to misquote. I don't want to get any information incorrect. I want to make sure everyone is aware. What happened was the show was canceled because the stage was not big enough for the tour. You might be wondering, what do you mean? This is a professional tour. This is a Live Nation amphitheater. How could it not be big enough? Well,
I said this yesterday when you first brought it up to us. I said this yesterday. Production limitations reads to me like we don't like the venue. That's actually what it was. Oh my god.
So people were adding Ronnie Radke. There's refunds. Blame your venue in your city. We can't play because of your venue. Yes, that's all.
Wow.
That's all 2 broken sentences smushed together because Ronnie Radke's on his phone ranting about it. The truth is, and this was also confirmed by Tech9, who's on the tour as well. By the way, Tech9 opening for Falling in Reverse, that just sounds weird, but I know they did a song together. I'm just saying the level of quality, like opening to closing, whatever. Tech9 also said, it was shocking to us all artists to find the venue not adequate to hold a major show. Now, Tech9 gave a statement. There were many people with meet and greets, including a lot of Black Veil Brides fans meet and greets, that did not get to see the show, that had to get refunds for their meet and greets. Alex, what was your idea that we were talking about for the meet and greets?
They should have just let them do it.
Yeah.
Let Black Veil Brides headline the show. Take them down to the Denny's or something and do a Black Veil Bride show.
That would have made a lot of people happy. Also, someone just said in
Black Veil
chat.
Brides doesn't what the F is up Denny's.
Also, someone just said in chat, quality in reverse. Get it?
Ooh.
Oh.
Someone else just said, define major show. Fair. And we'll get to that in a second. The actual truth is, the venue was too small for their stage presentation. What does that mean? Pyro spigots. Their giant custom video board to show all the people that don't like Falling in Reverse and all the teenage girls they show that Roddy insists on showing before they start. It was not, the stage and the venue were not big enough to handle all that. They blamed the tour managers, like booking and stuff like that, for booking too small of a venue. Keep in mind, they sold well, they were going to make money, and they just said, no, we're going home. The show must go on is not a statement for Falling in Reverse. They have canceled shows for some of the dumbest reasons. And now some of you are wondering, well, how big was the venue? If it wasn't big enough amphitheater, then maybe they really couldn't have done it. Fair.
Show me the venue.
I don't know. It's like, even if it's not big enough to like handle like all the special like stuff they want to show off, just kind of like, you can still just do like a show where you just have like all the band on stage and just play, you know?
I agree. You could have done 3 pyro spigots and 1 section of the video board. You could have.
No, exactly.
You're already there.
Yes, you're already there with your instruments.
Music.
Yeah, you're already there with your instruments and your laptop. You have the other bands there. You're ready to go. But no, not good ugh.
Scale it back just for one night. Tell your fans. Yeah.
Just do like a more laid back show. People like that.
And they would have been fine. And the fans that came wouldn't have known. They would have been like, okay, this is the show. And they would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. No different.
Skylar. Something just popped up for me, like from the old Twitch thing. Someone just followed me on Twitch or something. Whatever, that's okay. I'll turn that off later.
Also, just like, again, to cancel it 3 hours. Like, it's just so inconsiderate. That's brutal. On the level of Axl Rose, like, showing up like an hour late to his own show. That's like in the same ballpark to me.
At least Axl performed.
Yeah, at least Axl played.
Oh my god, fair.
Yeah. I'll give him that. And also, Axl has Slash with him, so you're getting something out of Slash, too.
Yeah, no, at least you're getting, at least you're eventually getting a somewhat quality show.
Yeah, and like, it's a Live Nation venue. Tickets are not cheap. Service fees alone are worth the cost of the ticket, but whatever. Here's Skyla Credit Union Amphitheater. What you're seeing on screen, especially you, Ron, as soon as it loads, this is a view from one of the fans seeing how big the stage is. Keep in mind, bands like Godsmack, 21 Pilots, they've played there in the past. So
we know Godsmack has 0 pyro.
Exactly.
You're kidding me.
Okay, there's Rowan's reaction.
This was too small?
This was too small. That is correct. Yes. That is.
No.
This is
that for sure.
This is clearly too small for Falling in Reverse. We're seeing pictures of the venue right now. Let's go through some more. See? How do you fit everything in? Like, and they have like more than a big enough. And I think maybe their argument was it wasn't tall enough to fit all their video boards in. Just do a one show without the massive video boards.
Yeah, just scale it back. That's not so hard.
This is a great shot right here. Like, you can actually see from like soundboard. The stage is plenty big enough for this band. It is not Trans-Siberian Orchestra with 40 musicians on stage. Anyone have anything they want to add to this? But Ronnie has Jelly Roll, not on this tour. And Jelly Roll would have done it too. Jelly Roll had said, "Fine, let's make it work. I don't care."
Yeah.
Like hell yeah. Y'all ready to party?
The last time I saw Falling in Reverse, and I kind of swore off seeing them live ever since. 2016 at Warped Tour, when the stage is, I don't know, roughly the size of like a 10 by 10 square plank.
See, but here's the thing, Luke. This is after everyone on TikTok, for some reason, decided to start giving Ronnie attention. So now it's gone to his head. Now he thinks he's like he has to be like at the biggest venue.
He wants Madison Square Garden, but he doesn't realize he's doing so well. He's doing so well, and he just refuses to work with what he has.
I'm just so bummed for these fans. These fans did not deserve this.
Yeah, no, seriously, like, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Rowan. Go ahead. I'm just kind of flabbergasted.
It's just like, here's the thing. If you like Falling Universe's music, fine. I like, you do you. It's like, I tried to listen to it, couldn't get into it. But this is like one of the things where I genuinely have to ask, what is it about this band that is actually appealing to you? When they pull crap like this, like, that just shows like such disinterest and disregard, really.
I got another good photo on screen right now. From Goaty Jinx, they have country shows and stuff there too. I'm really failing to see the issue. It's like, well, we need all our pyro. We need our video board. I don't feel like the fans would have cared that much about that.
I think you nailed it, Luke. They wouldn't have known.
No, they wouldn't have known. Yeah. So
it's like, if there's like an actual super fan out there who is like, they use less pyrotechnics. It's like, bro, what? Who cares?
Yeah, would you be more about like, I can't believe Falling in Reverse used less pyro tonight.
Are they going to think that invalidated the performance or something?
No, they're going to be like, I'm PO'd that they canceled the whole show. You're not going to be PO'd because they forgot a couple torches.
Exactly, a couple too. Like maybe you could fit one or two in there in the front, maybe.
Yeah,
and that's still not enough though. So it's hard to really make an argument. And like we were talking before, if this turned out to be a health issue and we found that out, it would have been one thing. This was a hissy fit over not being a big enough platform for you to perform on.
I gotta say, this has got to be like, this has also got to probably hurt them in the long term. If other venues get word of this, they're not going to want to work with Falling in Reverse. If they are going to if there is the risk of them canceling the show hours before the show, who's going to want to take that financial risk?
So I do have a response for that, and this sucks that I have to say it this way. You know who's going to want to take that risk? Live Nation, because they make money no matter what. I know that's an awful response. It sucks, but that just hit me. Live Nation already has the other shows booked. This amphitheater, the employees at that amphitheater are going to get paid hours. All the fans that paid a lot of money to get there, they're done. They got nothing. We'll refund you the tickets. What about the people that flew in and drove in and took off work? This was not a convenient show to come to.
Yeah.
Also, speaking as a Midwesterner, St. Louis is comparable to Charlotte in the sense that St. Louis is a big city in the middle of nothing in every direction. Charlotte, big city in the middle of nothing in every direction. So people drove for this show. People traveled for this show. Anything else we want to say? Anything else that we could even think about?
No, sorry.
Again, this is just so unprofessional. If this does not come back to bite them in the ass, I don't know what will. Actually, on a professional level.
I don't think it will.
I don't know. I'm still chuckling just about this, the seats, because there's lawn seats and stuff too. Oh, perfect. On screen right now, you're seeing an actual panoramic view, someone took from the stage, all of the seats and the lawn. I feel like
it's so tiny.
I'm thinking about the thousands of dollars profit they could have made off this show. Thousands.
Yeah, and again, the venue is going to lose money now, and now they're going to tell other venues, "Oh, hey, don't work with these guys. They'll cancel the show over the slightest thing." Yeah,
it is pretty slight, to be honest. So, is that enough time, chat? Is that enough for everything that we need to talk about? Because Also, someone just pointed at me. Let me double check. I got to refresh because the live updates never go. Did we hit our goal? Did we hit our goal, everybody? Did we freeze? Come on.
Yes, we did.
Okay. You know what? Oh, by then some too. Thank you guys. Please keep hitting the like button. Reminder, we'll answer any super chat questions you have or any statements you want to give to. Thank you guys so much. We will be playing Festival Rock or Flop at the end of the podcast. We will hope for a better one than last week. I updated a little bit, added some more, took away some more, and also there's some qualifiers as well. We'll see what we get. It's totally random. Check it out. End of the podcast. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and my
Imagine
wife,
if we get Falling Reverse.
I know. And by the way, my wife just said, Falling Reverse had performed on stages like that before as well. Late summer here in Virginia on the venue we like. Yeah, they performed at the identical size festival that Mastodon and Lamb of God just played at. That tour, the Lamb of God Mastodon Carrington Tour, that's the same size as that one. You're saying Lamb of God and Mastodon are too big, but Falling Reverse can't find enough space? Get out of here. Lamb of God sets everything on fire.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Okay. That's enough of this for now. To headline the festival today? Oh, boy. So don't curse us with that. Yowza. I wouldn't put them as headliner in the first place. I wouldn't put them as headliner. So we're going to move on to two different topics of discussion. Now, what you're seeing right now is a comment I made on Threads. I'm trying to be more active on that because Twitter sucks. This is a video idea I have, and I want these two's opinion live right now. And I think you'll get this. I asked the question, what band in the past 10 years plus, you can go farther, but still, 10 years plus that's still active has had the biggest downfall? Whether that's popularity, growth, quality, etc. What band do you think that would be?
Can we give our answers?
Yes. Rowan, you can go first.
Okay, I really had to think about it. I don't know if it's just me, but I still think 10 years ago, I still think early odds. It's not, but it's 2010 now. So I'm working with that mindset now.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking is 3 Days Grace. If you like Matt, I want to preface this. If you like Matt, that is fine. That is totally cool. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. I just think Adam Gontier's era with 3 Days Grace is just so much better. Just in terms of just quality of the music, quality of the lyrics, the presence the band just had and the impact they had. I don't know. Adam was just even a better performer too. I would watch comparison videos, and I don't know. He's just he just comes across as just such more just so much more invested in all that stuff, and just so much more emotional when he sings. So yeah. And also, most people, when they think 3 Days Grace, they think of Adam's songs. So yeah.
There's good arguments for that. Alex, do you have a band in mind?
I do, but I don't want to speak poorly on this band, and I'm not going to say it's a full-on downfall. Okay. Because I still love this band, Arch Enemy. Okay, I love Arch Enemy. I've always been a really big Arch Enemy fan, but very much so pre-2014. You said the past 10 years. Sure. Nothing against Elisa Whiteglues, who stepped in for Angelica Sao, but after that, it just kind of changed. It wasn't the same Arch Enemy that I had fallen in love with. And I'm not saying it's because of the vocalist change by any means, but we also had some, members leave the band as well. And the sound just never really hit for me. Okay. After that happened.
Fair argument. You're not saying they're not trash, but at the same time, you can tell, for you at least, they've fallen a ways a little bit.
Yeah, no, again, it's not bad. They're just you just feel a shift in quality. Yeah.
Good arguments.
It's just different.
Yeah, and it's just different. Good examples, good arguments. That's what I was looking for. And these bands are still active too. That's also what I was looking for, And
again, there's nothing wrong if you still like these bands. We're just saying these are just our own personal opinions.
Sure. And I'll give mine to be fair. For me, there's no argument against it. 30 Seconds to Mars. When you start off with such a good hard rock album and really have a dynamic for it, and fast forward to 2024, it's commercial core, songs made for advertisements. The music is secondary. And it's been such a steep decline that now in 2024, some of their concerts have been canceled on this tour because of low ticket sales. On this massive tour. This is 30 Seconds to Mars with Poppy and AFI. AFI and Poppy are awesome. But even I had to ask myself, would I buy a ticket for this? So that's my argument for that.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So, also, you can't say he's not successful, Jared, He is an A-lister in Hollywood. He's making the big movie money every time he does. He can buy his own island. And he did. But still, well, if that's another story. But I might make a series out of this, or at least do one video, then see if people like it or not, talking about a specific band and looking at how things have degraded or gone downhill in a certain way when it's their own issues, when it's their own changes. I'm not going to do anything about it. If there's a death in the band or something like that, that's totally different. That's not a downfall. That's a tragedy. But
yeah.
So there's a lot of, yeah, I agree. And like, this has 599 comments on it. A lot of people had a lot of things to say. I did not expect to get that much of a response. But there's a lot of bands on here that actually have, there's a lot of people that I disagree with 100%. There's other people I'm like, you're right on the money. You definitely had a point.
Any like reoccurring? Yeah.
There's a few.
Like, is there just like a couple that like a lot of people are just dogpiling on?
I saw 30 Seconds to Mars on there. Dave Matthews Band is one that I see. Like, I don't even know if they've released anything. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, God.
Coldplay. Okay, there is an argument for Coldplay, the direction they've gone, but they're still making so much money off live stuff, it doesn't matter. So that's a little bit different, too. Someone said J.K. Rowling. Well, not a band, but yes.
God.
That last album was trash.
Oh, man. Yo, man, she really sold out.
Harry Potter and Harry Potter the musical? Is that what it was? Ugh.
Oh, God. Harry Potter and something kid or something. It's his son. I forget the title.
The Cursed Child. That was
yes.
That was more approved by her. It wasn't written by her. I didn't even read it, but you know what? If that's the route she's going, yeah, Harry Potter and some kid online. That's more like it is. Oh, goodness. So Avenged Sevenfold was brought up a couple times. I saw that one pop up. I was like, okay, I know fans are like that about Avenged. That one I can at least see the arguments for the direction they're going to. Imagine Dragons. There's Metallica. There's hundreds and hundreds of comments. So if you get bored, follow me on Threads and just spend an hour looking through all these. Because I can't look through them all.
I'd say Metallica is like falling off. They're still insanely popular, and those shows are awesome. I'm just tired of getting a different box set every year or so.
The marketing is bonkers, but they're still selling out football stadiums around the world. You know, they're doing okay. They're doing fine.
Metallica, they're doing solid. A lot of new fans. I saw them at Power Trip. I went to Power Trip last October.
Jealous.
And
go ahead.
The amount of young people, like kids, from kids to like, I don't know, early 20s, singing along to the old stuff that we all know and love, to singing along with the brand new stuff, absolutely blew my mind. I'm like, holy cow. Metallica are still creating records that people still gravitate towards and hold on to. That's impressive.
It is. And people stop what they're doing to check out new Metallica, whether they like it or not.
It's so crazy and awesome.
Metallica was like my first concert, and I saw them when they were on the Hardwired tour. And when I saw that, me and a bunch of like my friends from school went together, and we all knew the songs off that album when they were like performing those. We knew the words and everything. So again, it's just to Alex's point. Even when Metallica releases new stuff, it's still widely received by fans, old and new.
Right, and I agree with that too.
Yeah.
So Metallica's doing fine. I think they're paying the bills. They'll be okay. And also to go on the point Alex just made. When I shot Slipknot on their 25th anniversary tour for the self-titled, there were a lot of fans there that were younger, but they knew all the songs. Those kids were not even born when the self-titled came out.
I wasn't.
In 99?
Wild.
I know, right? Yeah. So, cool things to see. I might make a video on that. Or I probably will make one. It's like a new video format. We'll see how it goes. YouTube's being YouTube. It's bonkers. I recorded my next video talking about when bands responded to trolls online and just completely owned the troll. It was kind of a fun little look just to see trolls get their comeuppance. It was a nice little breath of fresh air. It was pretty funny. So that'll be next week. Now we go on to a different topic. This is something that we talked about last week. We didn't get to talk about the podcast though. This was an article Alex found about Static X. And this is a topic I think that's worth discussion. So, and Alex, jump in at any point if you want to. Tony Campos named his 5 albums that shaped him as a bassist. The 3 of us are bassists. That's clearly the genius's instrument, obviously. So,
obviously.
He also brings up a point he's brought up on social media about a figurehead for the band, because now Zero of Dope, or Edsel, is that who it is of Dope?
Edsel Dope.
Yeah, Edsel Dope.
I don't think it's official, but yeah.
Yeah, we know it's him, but he hasn't come out and said it, yeah. Is under the Wayne Static helmet, literally the moniker, like a cyber Wayne Static. Is it okay to have a figurehead like that? Is it okay to have more of a visual as the centerpiece? And if you guys have any thoughts, go for it. So
it's kind of like they turned Wayne into being to Static X what Eddie is to Iron Maiden. Now it's like a character that is just like the mascot.
Okay.
Which I don't know. It at least when I was like reading it, is like I was like now questioning myself. Could you say like certain like rock stars for certain bands are just like synonymous with their bands? Like they pretty much are kind of like mascots, like Slash or something. You think Slash, you think Guns N' Roses. I mean, you think Guns N' Roses, you think Slash.
That's a fair point for that one.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
There are certain members who totally stand out as like that figurehead for that band. Wayne was definitely that for Static X. And one of the cool points that Tony made in that article, you know, he was just talking about getting back up there and performing with Zero and having this character kind of embody the spirit of Wayne. He was like, you know, I was just getting in the groove and I'm doing my thing and I see the hair out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, it just feels right. It feels like the spirit of Wayne is here with me. And so if you take that essence of these individuals and also have the visual attached to it, yeah, some of these people totally embody that band.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And there's many examples of this as well. I mean, when you think of Megadeth, who do you think of?
Dave Mustaine. Yeah, that's like the thing. It's kind of like, I don't want to say, oh, this guy is Megadeth or this guy is Guns N' Roses, because that's just kind of coming off like so arrogant.
It does, but at the same time, for some bands, it's unavoidable. When you think of Static X, you think of Wayne Static. Another one, just because of the name association, when you think of Motionless in White, you're going to think of Chris Motionless. And you think of the other band members too. Van Halen. But when you think of Chris Motionless, you think Motionless in White. It's the vice versa thing too. You think of the other band members who were great, but you see that instant association.
Well, and that's kind of the plight of the frontman too, because they will become that figurehead. They could. Not everyone is. There are some non-frontmen who are like the figure of the band, like Slash. Okay, so when they take on that role and they kind of, you know, embody that spirit, it's really rad.
It is. I agree. When it kind of becomes larger than life almost. Wayne Static had that visual personality as well. You know, like when you see him on interviews, like just doing the live stuff, there's old footage of him being a total ham and joking around on stage with the guitar on, like over his shoulder, you know, right, standing up front with a huge 2 to 3 foot hair gelled up massively. You know, it's when like such a character becomes such an identifiable, iconic situation for your group. Also, that helped Static X stand out in a sea of nu metal that happened in that time frame in 99 and 2000. Just like that. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. So I think there's good reasons for this too. And I know, Alex, you have. Rowan, have you seen Static X live?
Never.
Okay, never. Okay. So I never saw them back in the day with Wayne, but I did see them. I've seen them twice under the Dope moniker, under the Edsel Dope moniker. It works. They make it work.
Yeah.
So, with Zero, it is super cool.
It is.
But also, like, the reason why I was kind of like a little bit like, I don't know, I want to say upset with myself, but I was kind of like conflicted. It was just like, because like last week I talked about how like people get like upset if you say you saw like a band but they didn't have certain members.
Yes.
So now it's like a thing where it's like, where is the line drawn between like this person is essential for the band and then like, I don't know, I'm not phrasing it correctly, but I hope what I'm saying is...
No, I get what you're saying. A good example of this, I know Alex is familiar with the band as well. Think of In This Moment without Maria.
Okay.
So
yeah, I need some context there.
No, I'm just thinking if you ever seen In This Moment, try replacing Maria or not thinking of Maria when you think of In This Moment. It's very difficult to do.
Maria Brink is definitely like that figurehead for In This Moment. Now, I love In This Moment, like all of those members. I mean, Maria and Chris, they've been from the start, you know, they got started 100%. In like 2005.
Yeah.
And so Chris and Maria obviously have been driving In This Moment for the past almost 20 years.
Wild.
But to see, I know, right? 20 years? To try to imagine In This Moment without Maria Brink at the helm, it just feels weird.
It feels like it feels like almost like a construction paper cutout, like there's like a missing piece or a puzzle without the piece there. It doesn't make sense. So
yeah, like imagine like if like Tobias Forge for some reason decided to leave, but Ghost was still going
there
on.
You go.
Yeah,
see,
like,
and like
that's a good one.
Like he hands over the masks and the costume to somebody else. Would it really be the same?
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's like the thing too. It's just like it's such a weird fine line. I can't I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how where I stand on it.
There may not be a wrong answer to this, but there's definitely some examples that really stick out for a situation like this too. So I think it's okay to have. It's really okay to have like a visual, living mascot, so to speak. Not like a Vic Rattlehead or an Eddie, but like an actual person also be the mascot. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, like someone said, Spencer Charnas
Ice Nine Kills.
From Ice Nine Kills. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I agree.
Lizzie Hale or Ben Burnley from Breaking Benjamin. Yeah, the band would change radically at that point.
Yeah.
Real big, actually. So.
Hell, we can even say it's like a recent example. Sleep Token. If you took out Vessel,
oh yeah,
what do you got? Yeah.
Even without the mask, like even if they gave that same mask to someone else, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, yeah, he brought personality with him. It wasn't just the mask.
He did. Very cool. So, wanted to bring up, I thought there was a good discussion on that. So, as we move on, before we get to all our tour news, there's one thing that popped up literally today while I was getting allergy shots, waiting. If you're in South America and you're going to Lollapalooza in South America, here's your headliner. It's Tool. They just announced today, Tool will be headlining the Chile... Oh, is it Chile? I'm not even sure which one it is. I believe Lollapalooza, all 3 dates. Thank you. All Lollapalooza dates in South America 2025. This further exemplifies the point of Tool still in the works, still touring and still doing stuff. I still bank we're getting new music sooner than later. That's just me. We don't know.
Yeah. I know it was such a hassle. The 13-year wait between 10,000 Days and not Lateralis, Fear Inoculum. But here's the thing. It was a 5-year wait between Anima and Lateralis, and it was a 5-year wait between Lateralis and 10,000 Days. I am not saying that it is a guarantee or something like that, but after 5 years since Fear Inoculum, I feel like we are at least, it could be like, not any day now, but it's like, I think we're about due. I don't think
it's like it's worth getting your hopes up a little bit now. Just a little.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
So, Alex is going to take over for this point if she has any tours that got announced this past week. Now's your time if you want to go for it.
I'm just so stoked to see Olivia Rodrigo and Tool at the same time. Just kidding.
Do you think they would book them at the same time? Do you think they would book them at the same time? I know, right? I'm just saying, do you think they would book them on the same day? Like you have to pick which stage and like the Tool fans and Olivia? Yeah. I could see them doing that. That'd be nice.
They'd be like, you have to choose.
Yes.
Depending on like who your partner is, that could probably lead to some crazy interactions.
Oh, like you have to say goodbye to each other? I have to go. Yeah. Maynard's calling me.
Many marriages were split at Lollapalooza.
Wait.
Over 5,000 Brazilian marriages were annulled this weekend.
Guys, I got it. Wait. So, like, say you're like a father, so you're in like your 40s. You go see Tool. You drop your teenage daughter off at Olivia Rodrigo.
That would at least work better. Think? Yeah.
Yeah, you can make like dad's child day or something.
That's for child day at a festival.
A dad-child event or something. I don't know.
That also
bring your daughter to shows day.
I know. That also reminds me of the later Warped tours of like the mid 2010s. They had the parents zone, which is like just a big stand you could buy beer and stuff at for the parents to drop off your kids and stuff if you wanted to be there with them. I'm like, oh, that almost makes it less cool to do something like that. That's weird.
Like sometimes at metal shows, I see some guys who couldn't get the sitter and all that stuff, so they have like their like 4-year-old and they have like giant headphones on.
Oh, we see that. You'll see that at festivals. When you start coming to us with festivals, you'll see that there too.
Yeah, no, exactly. But this is the better resolution. You give them an act they can enjoy.
Okay, fine.
A little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, okay, fine. Tools on main stage, side stage, the Wuggles. There. We're all set.
Cancelled. That is a flop.
Also, by the way, Maynard would totally jump on stage with the Wuggles just to freak people out. Absolutely, he would. He'd love that too. So, sorry to cut in.
Cool cover of a
I know, right?
Song.
Started it. I did this to myself.
The Tool cover of Fruit Salad, yummy, yummy, awesome. I would dig it. 9 minutes long. 9 minutes long. It gets really weird.
Looking at the chat right now, someone just asked who brings their 2-year-olds to concerts. A concerning amount of people.
A lot of people do that. A lot. Like,
I don't know where you're going.
Like, it would not even need to be a game. It'd be more like count the kids, not just say spot one. It's count them. So, sorry about that. Alex, would you like to talk about tours?
Well, we haven't touched on a couple of them that are coming up. We've got The Who. They are going on tour. If you've never seen The Who live, they are one of the best live bands to see. And I'm talking HU, The Who.
Mongolian
band.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are awesome.
Super good. Luke and I saw them at Aftershock a few years ago, and I described it to Luke as Mortal Kombat, like the soundtrack to Mortal Kombat. It was awesome.
And I was just like, okay, I'm sold. Where do I go? So
it was so fun.
To anyone who is not familiar with The Who, listen to their song Wolf Totem and tell me that you don't feel like you are ready to go into battle or something like that.
And they've done many collaborations. One that was awesome was with, William Duvall of Alice in Chains. That was great. Like, they'll re-record their own songs. It's a lot of good stuff.
They also did that again with Wolf Totem with Jack and Shaddix of Papa Roach.
Yeah.
I do remember that was a good one.
Yep.
And then the one they did with From Ashes to New is also worth checking out. It's a really good one.
That was the one that kind of like their breaking point, like they actually put them on the map, was the one with From Ashes to New.
I love that one.
Yeah.
But so they're going on tour. They are hitting the road with, I believe, the Funeral Portrait. Those guys are super rad too. They just released a new track with Spencer Charnas. It is an awesome song. So if you can go see this one, The Who and the Funeral Portrait, it's going to be a fun time for sure.
Very cool.
Yep.
What else we got coming down the pipeline?
Got Shim.
Yes.
Shim is hitting the road, the original Sick Puppies frontman. He is hitting the road with Shallow Side, Anything But Human, and Chasing the Devil.
Man, those are some hard rock names right there. Deep out of hard rock.
Shallow Side is really good.
Okay, fair. I've never heard of them, so that I believe it.
They're really good.
Okay.
If you need a taste and need to figure out how to get into them, they did a really good cover of Renegade by Styx. It is beautiful.
Okay.
Shallow Side.
Styx is a hard one to cover for a lot of stuff. So if they made that good, then okay, I'm down.
There are a ton of covers that I'm like, you should not have attempted that. This is not one of those. They did a great job.
Yes, absolutely. So, any more tours? Then we have one more story to cover. Then we'll go to albums. So, what other tours do we have coming up?
Linkin Park, San Diego just announced. The Offspring, Pennywise, Streetlight Manifesto, Face to Face, Winter Haven. Winter Haven are this up and coming band. They've been doing a couple shows here and there. They are really, really good if you want to check them out. So
very cool.
We're going to be at Punk in the Park, San Diego. You can check it out at punkinthepark.com.
San Diego gets a lot of nice stuff. That area, they get a lot of nice stuff.
Beautiful.
I'm assuming so. I've never been. My wife has been. I've never been. So maybe that'll be worth the trip someday. So, anything others?
I don't want to take up too much time. Mayhem just announced a special 40th anniversary North American tour. Only 6 dates, but they're really covering a lot of North America. So if you want to go see Mayhem celebrating 40 years, that is coming up.
That's pretty cool.
It starts November 12th.
Mayhem's another band that you might want to get on sooner than later because it's another group. It's you never know when they're going to call it a day.
40th anniversary. That's a pretty big anniversary. Yeah. So I would check this one out if you can.
I would check that one out too. If you're able to, check it out. As I load the link for this, and then we'll move on. There was one more story I wanted to talk about. So, I brought this up to these two when it happened, just because there's so many, and I want to make sure I have the right one. If I don't, I'll look it up. Let's find out. My internet's really crappy right now. Don't get Comcast, anyone. Don't ever get Comcast. Okay, this is the right one. So. It looks like one Jack White is getting a little bit litigious, but don't worry, he's in good company. What happened was former President Trump has an issue of not checking to make sure it's okay to use someone's music to use for promotional purposes, especially for political ones. You have to okay that with people. This has happened over 30 times now. There are over 30 active lawsuits from bands ranging from Foo Fighters to now Jack White, all suing for them using their music in association with Donald Trump's campaign. I shall now read official Jack White's statement about this that was made public on Instagram with the topic. Oh, don't even think about using my music, you fascists. Lawsuit coming from my lawyers about this, to add to your 5,000 others. Have a great day at work today, Margot Martin. And as long as I'm here, a double F you, Don Old, for insulting our nation's veterans at Arlington, you scum. You should lose every military family's vote immediately from that if anything makes sense anymore. Jack White. Now, we're not trying to make a political statement of who to vote for, nothing like that, but I'm trying to make the statement of just use royalty-free music. It's free.
Yeah. Or also, by the way, like seriously, the Midwest loves Trump. You couldn't find like one country rock singer who would like let you use his songs.
Kid Rock's all about it.
See, the thing about Kid Rock...
played ball with the ball at a Trump rally. Good God.
I know. They tried to make the lyrics to Trump, and apparently he's embarrassed by that now. But also, Kid Rock's music is always about Kid Rock. Like, he has to change the lyrics, so...
Say what you will about Trump, but it's hilarious that even he is like, yeah, Kid Rock, no. God,
yeah,
no.
I got to distance myself from Kid Rock a little after that bad RNC performance. Man, that's embarrassing.
We can at least agree with Trump on something, if anything else.
So
we can all agree on that. I'm fine making that statement.
I just still think it's wild. 30 bands. 30.
And also, I remember with Jack White specifically, I think this is like back in like 2016, if I remember correctly. The first time Trump pulled this crap, Jack White started releasing merch that was just like that had like "Icky Trump" labeled on it.
Yeah,
like, you know,
I do remember. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, people are saying, that's the other thing. ABBA is one of the lawsuits. He tried to play ABBA. Weird. That's just weird. What did you play, Mamma Mia?
You are the dancing queen.
There are so many jokes that just flood into my head. Nope. Can't.
It's the winner takes it all. He plays that. I only know that one because of Better Call Saul.
JD Vance starts dancing out there, and everyone's like, "Ooh, no, no, no!"
Oh God.
Okay, that was a nice little branch off into that. So, upcoming albums this week for September 6th, Friday. Rowan, do you have any that you'd like to share with us?
So, fun fact, September 6th is also my birthday, so yeah.
Oh, well, happy pre-birthday. Very nice.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it. But we got David Gilmour, for anyone who somehow does not know, David Gilmour is the guitarist and singer for Pink Floyd. His new solo album, Luck and Strange, is coming out this Friday. And I know this is not a metal or rock star, but this is too funny for me to not mention this. Paris Hilton, of all people, is releasing an album
Rock and Roll
Friday. It's her second album. I completely forgot she
didn't have a first. Yeah. She was a DJ for a long time, yeah.
Get the name of this. Infinite Icon. I have no words. Do with it what you will.
Okay, well, Rowan, you have an album review report for that ready for next week. Listen to it, let us know what you think.
I would rather cut off my own ears.
Won't help.
I also want to point out one awesome thing coming out of Germany. Future Palace's new album, Distortion. I talked with Maria on some interview shorts. Their new album's coming out. If you have even remotely liked not Sleep Token, Spirit Box with Courtney, this is German Spirit Box with a little more of electronic side to it. It's great. I've already heard the album. Fun one. Check that out. It's German Spirit Box. I don't know how else to describe it. It's awesome. That's coming out this Friday as well. So, that being said, I think we've covered everything we need to. I just misclicked on the wrong thing. And here's a little thing from on screen right now from Future Palace. Great stuff. You'll totally dug it. I hope people check it out based on my recommendation. If not, that's fine. I don't care what you think. I'll just go cry about it later. Meanwhile, are we ready to book a festival?
Yes.
Of course. Okay. Love this part. Oh, this is going to be amazing.
Okay, we want to have a little bit of redemption from last time. So, that being said...
It wasn't so bad we need redemption. It just was lackluster.
Well, okay, no, I agree. It was not that bad. Fair. We need something strong, though. After we hit a certain amount of likes, we book a random festival, a 5-band, one-day festival, and we decide if it's worth going to or not. We ask the chat, you all vote, and we'll see if this festival is a rock or a flop. A rock. Does this lineup rock or flop? My vocabulary and diction today is terrible. Allergy shots did something to my brain and I can't talk. Let me close out of some tabs really quick while this is going on. Thank you guys so much for hitting the like button. Please hit the like button leave comments in the comment section. All that stuff greatly helps out as we get ready Get out of here.
Oh, crap.
It's now time to check this out. For those who are aware, as you're seeing on screen, I do not cheat. It is random. What you guys will see is the path right here, so that way you know. As soon as I hit select current folder, our first band pops up. Any words before we hit the first one?
If falling in reverse shows up, I am calling rigged.
They are in there.
Yeah, somebody said if falling in reverse is in, we gotta swap them out.
There is a swap out. There's like a bunch of swap out like little qualifiers in here.
I think you need to add. Ronnie doesn't
do small
like the
stages.
venue.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Ronnie doesn't play small stages.
Again.
Yes, there you go. It's funny because that's actually real. That happened yesterday. Ugh.
And I swear to God, if we get Switchfoot again.
No, that we don't get. I took Switchfoot out just because then I'll add him back later. So no Switchfoot guaranteed. Also, the rule: no repeats from the previous festival. So no Anthrax, no Kerry King. Here we go. First band. Come on. Maybe not. Maybe it's freaking out on me. Oh, yep, it broke down.
No!
Sorry, folks. No festival. Go home. I'm pulling a Ronnie Radke. Not really. Just give me a second. I'll fix it.
We've had a lot of technical problems tonight, folks.
We have. Even my computer's running slow, and it rarely does. It's a custom build.
Solar flares.
Oh, is that what it is?
Sounded legit.
IT, what's your problem? Solar flares! Oh, sorry. I got to restart your computer then, I guess.
Solar flares.
Okay, come on. I know you're there. Debug? I apologize for the inconvenience, everyone. It looks like my computer's being a butt. We'll get this working, though. We're not going anywhere. You can just appreciate the picture of my wife and I on our wedding day until I get this back up.
Oh, so cute.
Isn't that nice, everyone? Random image. There we go.
You're not letting her put Halloween decorations up. Don't know about that one.
You come by my house, there's Halloween decorations already all over, just year round.
That doesn't count. You need extra.
It absolutely counts.
My family goes hard on like the crazy elaborate like animatronics, you know, like the ones that like have like motion sensors.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is that one of my favorites is like this alien zombie fetus that my dad hangs up like right in front of the door. It looks sick. But it jumps out at you when you walk in front of it. And my dad,
very welcoming.
My little brother would try everything he could to get past the door without setting off the motion sensor. He would try to like sneak under it, like he's like Solid Snake or something. It was hilarious. Oh man, I gotta see we still have that.
Here we go.
That since I was like 5.
Our first band, Death Clock. Metalocalypse.
You're wearing the shirt. You're wearing the shirt. Oh my god.
I don't care. I don't care what this is. I'm glad this worked in our favor. Got a fun little story about this I'll tell after the festival. Okay? It's too perfect of a coincidence. We're starting off strong. Very fun show. Up next, Kid Rock. Oh.
Oh fuck. Oh. The next 3 have to be really good.
I'm worried about Brendan Smalls having to be in the same like backstage with Kid Rock. That's rough. Oh, it's gonna smell like stale beer back there. Here we go. Mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen. That's much better. I don't know if that's enough to air out the stank.
Cancel Kid Rock, though.
Number 4. Baroness. We had them on like one of our earlier weeks.
Yeah. Oh man.
And number 5. The Amity Affliction. That was on the last one, if I'm correct. Was it?
No, we had the Delaware Escape Plan.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So those are our 5, everyone. I don't know how I feel about this.
This is like I'm so divided.
Now,
I love Baroness, and I loved Metalocalypse, like the show.
Yeah.
But Kid Rock. And Wolfgang is just like, no offense to Wolfgang, he is not like he's not like someone I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see this guy, you know?
I'm gonna say no. That's a no from me, dog.
I think about the audience that Kid Rock would waft in to go over some. they have a stank. Let's be honest. You can sense
that was
it.
the perfect word.
Yeah.
I'd also probably just get secondhand high from the amount of drugs they all have or are doing.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to get secondhand high off meth. I guess that doesn't really work that well. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know?
You can smoke meth, yeah.
Secondhand smoke meth? Boy, that's a way to go. Yikes.
Wow.
No. I've never actually been around anyone who smoked meth.
I know enough to know that's not what you want to be around.
I figured. I've seen Breaking Bad.
All right. Would you go to this festival? Kid Rock, Death Clock, Baroness, Mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen, The Amity Affliction. I would say, as much as I love Baroness, and I've seen Death Clock already this year, I would either 1, catch them on another tour, or 2, leave after 4 bands. No one says I have to stay the whole thing.
A lot of people are saying Kid Rock is when you go grab food. Well, I think I might be inclined to
well, if he plays at the end, then I'm just leaving early and driving through somewhere.
Okay, but then that's saying Kid Rock is the headliner, and you know that's just going to be more of his fans in that audience.
I agree, but that sucks to say, but he would be the biggest draw, and that's awful, but if also location matters. Is it Southern California or Southern Alabama?
Oh, God.
Is it a weeknight or is it a weekend? Because I got to work tomorrow. I got to leave early. So if Kid Rock is headlining, I'm okay with that so I can leave.
You beat traffic then.
You beat traffic with all the lift kit pickup trucks that are really beaten down from Kid Rock. It's like a demolition derby in the parking lot, and it's all these beat up cars.
You just see like a guy. You just see like all the guys with like the chin with like the
chin beard,
like that beard, and like the monster tattoos.
The monster tattoos will be a big one, yes. Well, no, if it's Kid Rock, it's like the Budweiser tattoo.
Oh, God.
Let's find out.
If you have a Budweiser tattoo, I genuinely think less of you. No one should have that.
I don't know how to say it, everybody, but 78% no. I agree.
Flop.
Yeah. That's a hard flop, guys.
I mean, like, yeah. Kid Rock was just like, he was just like, no, like, that was just like a knife to the back for this festival.
Yeah, it's hard to book a festival like that to like advertise it. Think about that. Kid Rock featuring Baroness. What? So.
What? Why?
See, we may not have the lineup of Riot Fest or Arklatex, but you know what? We do have personality. That's what I tell myself when I used to look in the mirror as a kid. So, thank you all for hitting the like button anyway. We do appreciate it. We're very thankful for all your support. This was the most watched live YouTube podcast we've ever had. By a good amount of numbers, too. So thank you very much. We're very appreciative of that. As we wrap things up, I want to say thank you again to all the Patreon members and YouTube members. We did our last month analytics. Every time someone does a YouTube membership, it's literally worth over 1,000 viewed ads. And that is not an exaggeration. So, thank you guys for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. I now let these two have any words they'd like to close with before we get to Alex's joke / word of wisdom / anything else. So, nothing. No? Alex, you got nothing? Rowan, do you have anything?
Love Baroness. Again, would see them on any other show. Kid Rock, though, that's just like, I'm sorry.
To divert before we get to the last note of the podcast, Alex, if it was garbage in Kid Rock, would you go?
Ooh, why would you do this to me, Luke?
Yeah.
Of course I would.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be happy about it.
Right.
That's like the thing. After we got Kid Rock, my first thought was like, okay, the next 3 bands I have to love, you know?
I feel like Shirley Manson would stab him.
I don't think it would not work. She'd be like,
ew. Yeah. That's true.
What?
So it's good to know it's good to know where you stand, though. You'd leave right after that, so.
Oh, totally. Or if Garbage was headlining, I'd come late.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I did with Avenged Sevenfold and Falling in Reverse. I just showed up really late, so it worked for me. I didn't have to pay to get in. I was shooting, so it worked out real well. So
perfect.
Thank you all again. I hope you all have a great week. Please check out the podcast on all the forums, share the word, leave comments. We'll all try to react to them as well and talk with you guys on the comment page tomorrow. Finally, we go to Alex. Do you have any words of wisdom, one-liners, jokes, or comments you'd like to end?
Just a super random thought that I had to share.
Okay.
Pavlov, right?
Pavlov's dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
He probably thought about feeding his dogs every time someone rang a bell. He Pavloved himself.
Or he was a real jerk about it and didn't feed the dog just to make sure his Pavlov treatment worked. Wouldn't that be awful?
That's not how it works.
Oh, yeah.
That's not how it works. Now, every time he hears a bell, he's like, oh, gotta feed my
Gotta
dog.
feed the
Wait a minute,
dog?
I'm at the bank.
Ooh, do you think the dog got really smart, like put a bell on his little paw? He's like, ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Who's the smart scientist now, Pavlov? We need more good boys. Ivan, we feed you at regular times. Please don't get smart and try to trick us into feeding you more.
Oh, I'm getting Ivan a bell.
Ivan's already 99, 100 pounds. I assure you, he doesn't need any more.
He doesn't know that.
We do. The vet does.
It's a matter of opinion.
Even with technical problems,